Okay, so right now it is time for story time with me. And this time I have my microphone back, which one of my old classmates borrowed. So I hope that the audio quality will be better than yesterday or so. Okay, so this story time is me telling you anything, from stories to fables to small stories of my life to my future plans. In general, I will talk about everything. Well, I will choose one topic and then I will talk about the specific stuff. So today I will talk about yesterday. Yesterday I edited a video or a movie which is called Time to Run. I probably spent around 4 to 5 hours editing the entire movie, since I probably used around 26 different shots, and of each shot I probably only use a tiny bit. So what happened when I was 1/3 done? I was probably around 33% of the entire editing progression, and then the program DaVinci Resolve hanged itself up, and without any surprise I didn't save the progression of it. What happened? The entire work was gone, and at first I kinda hoped that the program wouldn't hang itself and then would continue to run, but it didn't. So the result was I had to close the program, and when I opened it I didn't save it. I was kinda shocked, but thankfully I didn't get angry, you know? I was just standing there and I knew it. I knew if I would get angry there would be nothing else. I would just get angry and then I would probably just throw the work away, and then I couldn't work calmly enough in order to make the same editing movie again, or in order to make the same movie again. So what did I do instead? I calmed down. Well, I didn't even got angry, and then I started it again. I opened the program DaVinci Resolve. I copied every single shot into DaVinci Resolve in order to use it. I started to cut, and this time, in order to not feel angry anymore, I saved after every single step I took. So whenever I dragged anything into the timeline, I would save. Whenever I would cut anything, I would save. And whenever I would undo a false step, I would also save in order to not let this happen again. And without any surprise, there was a second time when DaVinci Resolve hang itself, but this time instead of loading infinitely, it kinda ran around like 2 or 3 minutes with a loading screen, and then it continued to work again. So in the end I finished the movie. It probably took me around like, I think, 4 to 5 hours in the end. I think I kinda worked like around one and a half hour on a 33%, which then disappeared. So in general I probably worked around like, well, I didn't work, I edited like around 5 to 6 hours. Some people would call it work or anything, but I kinda enjoyed the progress. Like I didn't enjoy the first 33% again when the first 33% of the movie I did kind of disappeared. I was a little bit pissed, because then I had to do the whole thing over and over again. But the result was that after these 33% and then where I had to edit new stuff, it still brought me enjoyment. Like when I knew I wanted to make this movie, I kind of didn't have the motivation or the will to edit this movie. But when I edited it, it was really calming. It was really nice. It didn't felt like that much work, because in the end it's just like a puzzle for me. Like, why do people do puzzles or do strategy games, or even do something calming like drawing a picture? In the end, because it calms them and it feels in the end it feels really good, because then you have a product. And in the case of a puzzle, you have this huge piece of a picture, which in most cases do look amazing. Or if you're able to draw like really good, not like me, I'm not able to draw like really good. My only art is probably stickmans. Like my stickmans are really good. So I do think that people who are able to draw and draw things really good, in most cases will draw, and then when they look at the product in the end, and then they will say, oh my god, that looks really beautiful. Or in my case, when I edit a movie with every single shot and editing it, and then putting the music under it, and maybe deleting or adding another music in it, and then even trying to reduce the sound effects of every single audio I recorded with my Canon camera, or just my camera in general. I also use my smartphone sometimes. I do think it's really nice. And even when I take these shots, or even when I take these audio shots, even these small stories or video clips, I do think that I kind of feel calming, because when I walk around, like I do think in these I do think in this 1 month in January, today is probably today it is the 6th February 2019, and I probably like made around 33 videos or so, or a little bit less, or a little bit more. And in most cases I had to go out and then do something, except in most videos where I had to put up the story format or a story time, where I just talk into the camera to you guys in order to improve my storytelling, and in order to improve my pronunciation, and in order to get used to talking in front of a camera. Okay, so in the end I still had to edit, because just right now my dad asked me if I wanted to have a midnight snack. Soup noodles. Well, not really a midnight snack, it's more like a midnight meal, which is always nice, which is always awesome. Today I did sports, so I do think it's good. I mean, I eat whenever I'm hungry. I don't really care about getting fat. I mean, fat is not good, but I do think if I do lots of sports, and if I eat a lot, then it's fine. Then I will get muscles and a little bit of fat, but then I have a lot of muscles, and then I'm still really healthy. Okay, so then back to the topic of editing. Well, where was I? Okay, so I just kind of forgot the topic which I wanted to talk about. So I will probably talk about how making a movie of Time to Run was. I have to say that Time to Run is one of the hardworking, or one of the hardest movies I've ever made. Like, these general vlogs or these story times are not that hard, because in general I don't spend that much time on editing. I just have to talk into this camera for like 10 minutes or longer, or even shorter, like 7, 4, 5, 7, 9, 8, even 11, 12 minutes, and then I just have to put it into my editing software, render it in order to upload it quicker on YouTube, and I just post it. In order to make a movie like Time to Run, I have to make the shots, I have to edit every single shot in the appropriate time. I mostly don't even use a script, I just talk in my mind, and then I project it on the what? And then I just project it on the movie, like on a short movie, or on my mind script. You can call it whatever you want. I do think a symbol is mind script. Like I don't write anything down, but but I will probably sooner or later still try to write or try to use a script and then look what the end product will look like. Will it be better? Will it be worse? Or will it be will it be the same as if I had used my mind script? And these story time videos are not that exciting, I think, but they kind of help me improve my storytelling, improve my talking in general with other people, or trying to achieve the so-called red line. I will also make a video about the red line, which I have a little bit of the idea of it, but I do think it's gonna take a long while before I'm able to edit everything, because I have the mindset, and I do think that the so-called red line is really important in storytelling. And there are some people who have a better red line than others, but I do think that the general storytelling is able to be learned. So people are actually able to learn on how to tell stories. Like, you kind of know these old people, like these old grandmas or these old grandpas, who are almost always able to tell such great stories. I do think that in most cases the grandmas or grandpas always have practice. It doesn't matter when they were parents and they had to tell stories to their children, or when they just generally talk to a lot of people and then also are able to talk from their lives, like they had a really long life, or they generally lived on this earth for much longer time than we do. So I do think that their storytelling is way... I don't really think that their storytelling is better, but I do think that their storytelling has more charm in it. Like their story contains something which young people generally don't have. But on the other hand, the story of young people also have something that old people generally don't have, because for us almost every single story which we now experience will be the first story, or will be the first experience. So we generally have another viewpoint on it, or another perspective. I also want to make a video of a movie about perspective. It can still take a while, but the red line, the perspective video, movie, every single thing will be discussed in this year, where I will try to upload one video every single day. I have to say, it's really a lot of work. So in the end, I have to say, whoever watched till the end, props to you. And I wish you a great day, a great week, a great month, a great year, or even a great life, depending if you will ever watch a video of me talking to you, a video or a movie of me trying to tell you something through a core message, or even me just telling you anything, like scenery, movies, picture, audio, music, or even just a short tweet on Twitter, or even just a short picture on Instagram. By the way, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. So bye and have a great time.